What's your craziest confession?
I once dated my ex's ex.
I was in a relationship for 5.5 years,
Okay.
and I was never physically attracted to him.
I've been arrested 3 times.
I'm 25 and I just had my second abortion.
What's your craziest confession?
I once dated my ex's ex.
What?
Yeah.
Your ex's ex?
Yes.
How did that come about?
So I broke up with my ex and then I met their ex on Instagram.
Okay.
I knew at the time that they were ex, but I just gave it a shot and it worked out.
Okay, what made you want to give it a shot? Why did you? This seems very revengeful. This seems like target.
It wasn't revengeful. I think I just got along with the ex and I.
So when you guys were together, like, yeah, I dated this person, you're like, hey, they're kind of cute.
We bonded. We bonded over the person. We're like, that person was actually like
Yeah.
this and that. But like the relationship with the ex didn't last.
Also,
Yeah, it didn't.
why?
We were not compatible.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not compatible. I think it should have stayed at us just sleeping together. But yeah,
Yeah.
craziest confession.
Do you want to look at the camera or walk away?
So I mean,
Thank you so much.
but I do have a partner, so I love you, babe.
Okay. You're shaky. Okay. What's your craziest confession?
Okay, my craziest confession is that I am 25 and I recently just had my second abortion.
Can I ask why?
Why?
Yeah.
Ooh, wrong niggas. Wrong niggas.
Both times?
Both times, yeah. First time I was in varsity. This time it's actually a pretty famous actor on Netflix. And
Yeah.
he made it seem like it was my fault. I think it's just because he was a famous actor on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because I'm 25. I'm pretty sure I can have a kid now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a bit tricky this time around. But yeah,
I'm so sorry to hear that.
it's okay.
Yeah. That sucks.
Any other questions?
What?
Hectic.
I don't think we can take it from the top though. Can we?
We can.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What's your craziest confession?
Back in the day, my coach asked me to take his girl to the airport. And from there, she proceeded to give me her number. And one thing led to another. But somehow I'm not a professional rugby player.
How back in the day was this? Like,
Oh, no, back in the day. That's all I'm going to say. No, I'll keep it there.
Do you want to look at the camera or walk away?
I'll walk away.
All right. What's your craziest confession?
My craziest confession is that I was in a relationship with this guy. He was kind of abusive and I ended up dropping out for him.
Damn, was he like physically or emotionally abusive?
I think all types.
Sorry. Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
How long did you guys date for?
3 years.
What was the breaking point?
A couple of months back, like 5 months back.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he blocked me and I literally just didn't care. Tried to come back, but then I just didn't care anymore.
What were your major takeaways from being like with an abusive partner? What did you learn about yourself?
I think always put yourself first because like me even having to like not coping with school and end up dropping out because of this person, like that was crazy. So do put yourself first at all times. Doesn't matter who or what is in the way, just put yourself first.
Do you want to look at the camera or walk away?
Yeah, I want to look at the camera.
What's your craziest confession?
I think just after matric, I had to fool my parents and tell them that I'm going to university. But I just wanted to establish my career by letting them allow me to come to Joburg, I guess. So then I went to school for like a good 2 months at UJ. And then I literally left, but they thought I finished the year. So yeah.
So, what, they were paying fees for vibes? What? Where were you staying? Were you not staying?
But I paid them back. So they
you
get
paid them
it.
back.
Yeah.
What's your career, if you don't mind me asking?
I am an artist and I run a few businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to shout out your businesses or?
I can shout out myself.
Okay. Look at. Do you want to wait? Okay. Well, you look at the camera. What's your craziest confession?
In my first relationship, I paid for basically everything.
What?
It was long distance. So I used to use my parents' cards to book flights, hotels, used to pay for dates, used to pay for petrol. It wasn't 50-50, it was 100 on me. I mean, in his defense, I think he paid for like maybe our anniversary dinner or whatever. But yeah, that's my craziest confession.
Why were the dynamics of that? Like, how did he get you to pay 100%?
We were very young.
Uh-uh.
We were very young, and yeah, like
How young is young, roughly?
18.
Okay. Do you want to look at the camera or walk away?
I'll look at the camera.
What's your craziest confession?
My craziest confession, I went on a vacation with my ex-boyfriend, and obviously on our way to Durban, he was tired for driving for so long, and when we finally
She or
got
he?
there,
Okay.
he was tired from driving, and when we got there, I had energy to do things because we just got to Durban. I went down to the pool, met some other guy there that also couldn't go into the pool because it was locked at that time. We spoke to the security guard to let us in at that time.
What time is it roughly?
That was around 10.
Okay.
The pool closed around 9. And I met that guy there in Durban when I got there that night. And, we went for a swim. Let's just say things happened.
How things are these things? Is it like level 1 base or like all the way?
Level 5.
So all the way.
All the way.
Okay, and then what happened afterwards?
I went back to my room.
To your man's?
To my man's.
Did he ever find out?
Never.
Did you ever speak to the guy that you met? Did you exchange details or it was just a once-off thing?
It was just one off thing. We saw each other in the hotel, obviously, because we stayed there for like a week. We just looked at each other, that's the...
Okay. Do you want to look at the camera or walk away?
I'll look at the camera.
Do you remember her? What's your craziest confession?
I've been arrested 3 times.
Really? 4?
So the first time I convinced my my boyfriend at the time, to go to this concert, and he really didn't want to go. And then it was my senior year of high school. We were all gathered around his car because he had like the big mom minivan.
Okay.
And we saw like the venue cop people coming. I call them mall cops because they have the same ego.
Yeah.
And one of his friends threw like the plastic water bottle with alcohol in it in his car. And then the guy was asking who it was, and his friend wouldn't say it was his. And I knew I dragged him out. I also knew I could handle jail better than he could. So I said,
What?
it was mine.
Okay.
And then the guy, I didn't realize how extreme it would get, but yeah, I got put in shackles, like handcuffs. They put me in the back of like a bulletproof van. They took me to a jail. I was in there for 5 hours. I had to get bailed out. And then I was in the room with someone who was hard of hearing, like deaf.
Yeah.
And she was so intoxicated. She kept trying to get me to break out with her. And she was like pulling little nips out of like her underwear. Like she just brought alcohol into the jail. And I was just like,
What?
like sitting there, and she was trying to break out. But yeah, he ended up bailing me out that night. And then I was class president at the time. So people had gotten pictures of it, and it was on Twitter, like class president getting arrested.
So you guys got arrested for having possession of alcohol?
Yes, in America, we can't drink till we're 21.
Okay. I was like, okay,
Because they be arresting people.
and the other 2 times?
Okay, the second time was literally I was 20, and we were at a party, and someone left and drove drunk and got in a car accident. So then they were like looking for the party, and then they literally like, I'll never forget seeing like the cops come down into the basement. A bunch of people tried to run out the bulkhead, and they literally grabbed kids and like threw them on the ground. So I just stood still, and I let myself, like, I was like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. They told us we were fine, and then we all got summons in the mail later. Had to go to court, do community service, yada yada yada. So that was time number 2.
Number 3.
Okay, number 3 was I was in a car with my friends. We weren't driving. It was on, like the car was on. I don't even think I was in the driver's seat, but it was my car. Whoever was in the driver's seat was intoxicated and blew whatever past the limit. So they took us all out, had us in, well, actually in this situation, the 2 white people they left in the car, 2 black people they pulled out, had us in cuffs. And then they told the white people that they could go. I'm like, it's my car, they're not going anywhere. And then they found one of the white chicks' weed in the car, and then he said orange bag. I had like a camel colored bag. So I was like, oh, the bag is mine. And then there was like a pound of weed, or like an ounce of weed in there. But it was hers. And then, so I got in trouble for that. And then when I get back in the car, she goes, does anyone know where my bag is? Like, did they find my bag? And I was like, But yeah, so that was the third time I got arrested.
Jeez. But it's America's interesting. Do you want to look at the camera or walk away?
I have a brand. I'm gonna walk away.
Okay.
Did I go straight? Okay.
What's your craziest confession?
My craziest confession is that my dad's ex-girlfriend used to beat me up because I was into black men.
What?
I was into black guys.
Basically, she was racist.
Yeah, basically.
Is she still in your life?
Hell no.
Yeah. And your dad, did he know about this or?
Yeah, he's been there for like a few fights, but like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Do you want to look at the camera or walk away?
Nah, I'm gonna walk away.
All right. What's something you wish people better understood about you?
I used to want people to understand that I'm not as arrogant as they think, but I no longer give a fuck.
You no longer give a damn.
Yeah.
Why don't you give a damn anymore?
Because my life doesn't revolve around what people think about me.
What does your life revolve
I've
around?
freed myself from the thoughts of other people. I think people are always going to think things.
Yeah?
So chasing people's thoughts is a lifetime job and it doesn't pay, so it's not worth doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to look at the camera or walk away?
I think they'll know.
Okay, so you're going to walk away?
Yeah.
All right. What's your craziest confession?
Well, is it a confession? I don't know. But I was in a relationship for 5.5 years
Yeah.
and I was never physically attracted to him.
What?
Yes.
Like, okay, how did that work?
I was like, I don't want to be superficial, because I liked him as a person. Basically, I was trying to be woke. And that backfired because every time I would be like physically intimate with him, I'd have to convince myself. But in the end, I think I'm okay with it because I did it, got through it, and now I'm okay. And now I don't fuck on ugly niggas anymore.
So do you feel like physical attraction is the most or one of the most important stuff in a relationship?
I think it's important. I think it's definitely important because now that I'm looking out for it more, I feel more content whenever I'm connecting with people.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Do you want to look at the camera or walk away?
Absolutely not. I'm walking away so hard.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What's something you wish people better understood about you?
Okay, I wish people understood that just because I look outgoing and pretty according to social standards, I'm actually not as outgoing. I'm very socially anxious and it's hard for me to connect to people. And I usually wait for people to say hello first and get me into like a space where I feel safe before I can actually open up, which is kind of hard to do when you've got chronic depression and anxiety.
So how does this manifest? Like, how are people approaching you? Do people just expect you to be like this super bubbly person? How is it like on a night out? Are people approaching you expecting you to have extroverted energy, or like how does it manifest you on your day to day?
People approach me thinking that I'm gonna be like, hi, and all outgoing, but I'm not. I'm very reserved. And I think it also shows in like how guys approach me. They're expecting this like, okay, this is gonna sound very rude, but they're expecting a different kind of girl. You know those girls that are ready to go, eager to flow?
Yeah, so they're expecting you to be more promiscuous than you.
Yes, than I actually am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to look at the camera or walk away?
I look at the camera.
Do you want a hug?
Do I want a hug?
Yeah.
Cool.